Hello everyone, welcome to the session 1 of 2 ICC Standard 9th Mathematics, the chapter Triangles and the congruency of triangles. Now in this session we'll cover complete information about triangles, the properties of the angles and the line segments, how they are interrelated, and we'll go through all the conditions which are required to prove two triangles congruent, how to prove them, and we'll go through some very important technical terms which would be widely used in other chapters also, especially in class 10th. The topics like median, altitude, the properties of median, properties of altitude, and how to apply them. Alright, so let's start. In session 1 introduction, you will learn about relation between sides and angles of triangles and some important terms such as median, centroid, altitude and orthocenter. Then you will learn the meaning of congruent triangles and how to prove two given triangles congruent. Then we'll move on to CP/CTC and its application and solve some selected questions. The session 1 will end with a session summary. Before we move on to exercise, let us first try to understand the concept behind triangle. According to the definition, triangle is a plane figure bounded by three straight lines. So if we plot it, if we draw it, three straight lines A, B, C. Alright, so it is forming a triangle. Alright, now few points you just keep in mind. If I say that none of the sides are equal to each other, suppose this side is 10 centimeters, this side is 7 centimeters, this side is 6 centimeters. So clearly none of the sides are equal to each other. So I can write here, if AB is not equal to CB and this is also not equal to side CA, AB not equal to CB and CB is not equal to CA. That is clear from the figure. Alright, so if this is the situation, then it is understood that the angles will also be unequal. None of the angles would be equal to each other. So I can write here angle A not equal to angle B not equal to angle C. So this is the first point. If none of the sides are equal, then none of the angles would also be equal. Alright. Second point, if you can just point out which one is the greatest side, longest side, then you can also point out which one is the greatest angle. Alright, so clearly here AB is the greatest side. I can write here AB, which is greater than CB, which is greater than CA. So I have written here about the sides. So from here you can write the angles also in descending order. Alright, so this is AB na, so I can write here angle opposite to AB would also be greater than angle opposite to CB, which would be greater than angle opposite to CA. So from the figure you can just clarify AB. This is AB, angle opposite to side AB is angle C. I can write here angle C greater than angle opposite to CB. This is side CB, angle just opposite to is angle A. Angle A greater than, last one is angle opposite to CA. CA, angle just opposite to is angle B. Angle B. So this one is the greatest angle, then we have angle A, then angle B. Now the reverse of this is also true. If I say the sides are not mentioned, but the angles are mentioned. Suppose this one is 90 degrees. Alright, this side is 60 degrees, this side is 30 degrees. So from here we can tell which one is the greatest angle. So angle A is greatest, angle A is greater than, then we are having angle B, then we have angle C. Alright, so from here we can just point out which side is the greatest one. Alright, the longest side would be the side opposite to the greatest angle. So angle 90 is here, just opposite to this is which side? CB. So side CB is greater than, then we have angle B. Just opposite to angle B we are having side CA. Side CA. Then finally we are having AB. AB. Alright, so 3 points, I hope it is clear. A fourth point you have to keep in mind. I'll have to draw a new figure here. If there is a situation like this is one triangle, triangle A, B, C again, and suppose this side is equal to this side, that means AC is equal to AB, all right. Then it is understood that the angles opposite to the equal sides will also be equal. That means the angle opposite to this side AC is angle B and angle opposite to side AB is angle C. So, since both the sides are equal, the angles also would be equal. So, angle B which would be equal to angle C. Is that clear? Now, we will just move on to some technical terms. First term that we are going to discuss is median of a triangle. All right. Now, try to understand what a median is. If I draw one triangle here, triangle A, B, C, all right. If I say this D is the midpoint here, here E is the midpoint, on the side AC F is the midpoint, all right. So, clearly this is divided into two equal parts, this is also divided into equal parts, this is also divided into equal parts. Now, median is a straight line, all right, connecting the vertex and the midpoint of the side opposite to the vertex. That means, if I draw a straight line here, this is a vertex and I draw a straight line connecting the midpoint to the side opposite to the vertex, then this straight line will call it the median of the triangle, all right. Now, a triangle can have three medians because it is having three vertices. So, if I connect this vertex to the opposite midpoint, this also would be the median of the triangle. And finally, from this vertex also you draw a straight line to the midpoint to side opposite to it, this also would be the median of a triangle, all right. From this figure, the conclusions which we can draw is that the medians, they intersect at a single point. You see here, they are meeting at a common point. It is not that they are cutting each other like this or like this, all right. They are meeting at a single point. All three are meeting at a single point, and such lines which intersect at a single point, we call them concurrent, all right. So, first point you need to keep in mind, medians are concurrent, that means they intersect at a single point, all right. Second point that you have to keep in mind about medians is that medians, they divide triangles into two equal halves. That means, if I talk about median AE, all right, this line AE has divided a triangle into two parts. So, I can write here area of triangle AEC. AEC would be equal to area of triangle AEB. AEB. So, median is dividing a triangle into two triangles of equal areas. Similarly, if you talk about median CD, the CD also is dividing again the triangle into two equal areas, all right. So, we can write here area of triangle CDB. CDB would be equal to area of triangle CAD. Triangle CAD, and last one we are having FB. So, this also is dividing the triangle into two equal parts. So, area of triangle FCB would be equal to area of triangle FAB. No problems here, all right. Next point about a median, it always divides the point of intersection of the medians, they divide the medians always in the ratio of 2:1. So, suppose this point here, if I name it as O, the point of intersection O is dividing this median into two line segments in the ratio 2:1. That means, AO would be 2 and this would be 1. So, I can just write here AO is 2, OE would be equal to 2:1. Similarly, for this side, this median FB, we can write here OB is 2, OF equals to again 2:1. So, this median is also divided into 2:1, and finally, last one CO is to OD, CO is to OD is again equal to 2:1. No problems here. All right, and final point, the point where all the medians of a triangle intersect, there is a special name to it. We call that point as centroid of the triangle. So, point O here, this is the centroid. All right. So, O is the centroid of the triangle. All right. Now, next important term that you have to study is altitude. Altitude of a triangle. All right. So, let me draw one triangle first. This is triangle ABC again. All right. Now, difference between the median and altitude is that, first you think about the similarity. In median also, a triangle has 3 medians, and for altitude also, triangle can have 3 altitudes, and it will always start from the vertex of the triangle. But difference is that median was drawn from the vertex to the midpoint of the opposite side, but altitude would be just a perpendicular drawn to the opposite side. This is 90 degrees. So, this is the altitude of the triangle. Now, it might be a midpoint or it might not be a midpoint. All right, but it is confirmed that it has to be 90 degrees. So, from this vertex also, if I draw again, this is suppose D, this is E, CD is the altitude, A is the altitude. Same way from B, if you draw again, this is the altitude. So, perpendicular drawn from the vertex to the opposite side is called the altitude or the height of the triangle. All right. Now, the point here, the point of intersection, as you can see, again they have intersected at a single point. That means the altitude of a triangles are also concurrent in nature. So, altitudes are concurrent, they intersect at a single point. Second point is that the point of intersection, the name here would be orthocenter. The point where all the altitudes of the triangle intersect, we call it as the orthocenter. Orthocenter. So, point of intersection, suppose this is point O, O is called the orthocenter of triangle. All right. For altitude, this much information is enough for now. Now, let us try to understand what is the meaning of congruency in triangles. All right. Now, two triangles are said to be congruent if they are having exactly the same shape and same size. Now, what is the meaning of same shape and same size? Look at this example. If I draw this triangle here, triangle ABC, another triangle, triangle DEF, E and F. All right. Same shape. All right. The triangles would be of same shape only if each angle of the triangle is equal to each corresponding angle of the another triangle. Suppose this is angle A, this is angle B, this is angle C. So, if I draw it such a way that angle D is equal to angle A, angle B is equal to angle E, and angle C is equal to angle F. So, what I have done here, angle A equals to angle D, angle B equals to angle E, and angle C equals to angle F. So, each angle of this triangle is equal to the corresponding angle of the other triangle. That means both the triangles are of the same shape. All right, shape of triangle ABC is equal to shape of triangle DFE. Now, same size would be possible only if each side of a triangle is equal to the corresponding side of the other triangle. If I say this is 5 centimeter, this is 6 centimeter, this is 7 centimeter, and if I write here, this is also 5 centimeters, this is also 6 centimeters, and this is also 7 centimeters. So, what we see here, each of the side of triangle ABC all right, is having an equal side in the other triangle. So, corresponding sides are equal. So, in this situation, AB is equal to DE and BC is equal to EF and CA is equal to FD. So, both the triangles are of same shape and same size, all right. Only if the two triangles are of same shape and same size, we term them as congruent triangles, all right. Now, in order to prove two triangles congruent, the diagrams may not be always so simple, all right. So, there are few conditions. So, let us go through the conditions to prove a triangle, two triangles similar. First way which you can prove, by which you can prove two triangles congruent, is side angle side, all right. So, try to see this example here again, triangle ABC, triangle DEF, all right. Now, in order to prove them congruent by side angle side, the essential points should be that two sides should be equal. Suppose this side is equal to this side and this side is equal to this side. Two sides are equal, plus one angle also has to be equal, and that angle, this is important, has to be between the two sides, all right. That means this angle should be equal to this, all right. If situation was angle A was equal to angle E, then we cannot prove it by side angle side. Is that clear? So, it is important that the angle should be between the corresponding sides, all right. So, in this situation, we can just write CA is equal to FD, then AB is equal to DE and angle A is equal to angle D, all right. Now, we can write that triangle ABC, all right, is congruent. This is the symbol of congruency, like this, equal to sign with one curve on top. Triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF, all right. Now, one more important point, the way I am writing the naming the triangles, this is very important, otherwise you will lose marks, okay. What I have written, triangle ABC, pay attention to the vertices ABC, I wrote this way, and the other triangle same way, DEF, right, because I have selected the corresponding sides. Now, the meaning of congruency means if two triangles are congruent, if I take this triangle and put it on top of it, it will exactly coincide with all the vertices. That is the meaning of congruency here, okay. If you would have written it, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DFE, then that is wrong, all right. So, pay attention to the order in which you are naming the triangles, all right. So, here I have selected ABC, so this side also DEF, all right. So, this is the first way. Second one, we can prove two triangles congruent by, second one is angle side angle. So, here clearly we need two equal angles and one side, all right. Let us look at this example here, ABC, again same triangle DEF, all right. In order to prove it by angle side angle, we need two equal angles. Suppose angle A is equal to angle D and angle B is equal to angle E, all right. So, two angles should be equal, and this one is important, the line connecting the two angles. That means, this is the line connecting first angle and second angle. So, here also this should be that side. So, this should be equal to this side, then only we can prove two triangles congruent by angle side angle. If it was given this side was equal, all right, here also you are having two angles and one side equal, but it is not fulfilling that situation, angle side angle, because the side here is not between the two equal angles, all right. So, keep that in mind. So, it has to be this side here. So, I can just write it here, angle A is equal to angle D, angle B is equal to angle E, angle AB is equal, side AB is equal to DE. So, clearly here triangle ABC, see the order ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. In brackets you write by angle, side, angle postulate. No problems here? Now, third way by which you can prove two triangles congruent is by angle, angle, side. Angle, angle, side. But before starting this one, once again I will revise the previous one, which was angle, side, angle, because both of them are a bit confusing. First, you get it clear that in angle, side, angle, when we proved two triangles congruent, all right, two angles were equal. Suppose in triangle ABC and triangle DEF, angle A is equal to angle D, angle B is equal to angle E. All right, the side which we took was always joining the two equal angles. That means the line has, the side had to be AB and DE. So, this was the case. All right, but in this situation, for angle, angle, side, suppose triangle ABC is there, another triangle DEF is there, angle A is equal to angle D, angle B is equal to angle E. All right. Now, here if it is given side AC is equal to side DF. Now, this side is other than the earlier one, like in that one. Okay. So, these two sides are equal. Now, you notice one thing, in this situation the line, the side of the triangle has to be opposite to the equal angles. Angle B and angle E both are equal. So, opposite to angle E is also this one, and both the sides are equal. All right. So, keep that in mind. Now, most confusing part is that what students do in mistake is that ABC is given and triangle DEF is given, equal angles are shown, all right, and it is mentioned this side and this side are equal. Now, these two triangles, they can't be proved congruent by using angle, angle, side, because the sides which are equal are not opposite to the corresponding angles. You see, angle B and angle E both are equal, but opposite to angle B we are having side AC, opposite to angle E we are having side DF, and it is not given that DF is equal to AC. So, these two, they cannot be proved congruent. So, keep that in mind. Okay. But for this situation, clearly the side which we are talking about is opposite to the equal angles, right. So, in this situation we can write angle A equals to angle D, angle B equals to angle E, and finally AC equals to DF. Now, we can write triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF, all right, by angle, angle, side. All right. Now, one more thing you have to be careful about. Suppose the figure, same question, but the figure was something like this: A, B, C, another one D, E, F. All right. Angle A equals to angle D, angle B, if it is given, equal to angle F, and AC equal to DE. All right. Now, to prove them congruent, pick up the equal angles. Angle A equals to angle D, angle B equals to angle F, no problem, it is given, and you also check the corresponding sides. Opposite to angle B and opposite to angle F, we are having the equal sides. So, AC equals to DE. All right. So, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. If you write it this way, this would be wrong. All right. Here you have to watch out, because the mistake what you have done, angle A is equal to angle D, angle A equals to angle D, no problem here. Angle B equals to angle F. You see here B is there, but F is in last here. So this is wrong way of representing. So when you are writing it in correct form, A, B, C, it has to be written in that same order of vertices of the triangle. Alright. So triangle, first I will write D because angle A is equal to angle D. Alright. After that angle B is equal to angle F. So we need here F. So angle B equals to angle F. Alright. And finally C is there, last one will be here E. Alright. So be careful in this type of situations. Alright. Now fourth way to prove two triangles congruent is by side, side, side. That means we are talking about the situation where it is given that two triangles are there and all the sides are equal to the other triangle side. Right. Suppose angle side AC is equal to side DF, side AB is equal to side DE, side CB is equal to side EF. Clearly AC equals to DF, AB equals to DE and CB equals to FE. Alright, so we can just directly write triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF by side, side, side. So this one was very simple. And last one, the fifth way to prove two triangles congruent is by RHS. Let's see what it is. This one is also very interesting. Fifth number, proving two triangles congruent by RHS. That means right hypotenuse side. Right. So this will be valid only for the cases of right angle triangles. That means both the figures, the triangles has to be having 90 degrees in them. Triangle ABC I have drawn here. Next triangle if I am drawing triangle DEF. Alright. Suppose here it is 90 degree. To prove two triangles congruent by this method, first and foremost the hypotenuse of both these triangles should be equal. Alright, so here I have written here AB equals to DF. Alright, so first you will watch out for the hypotenuse, it has to be equal, and any one side of this triangle, the first triangle, should be equal to the corresponding side of the other triangle. So if I am choosing AC, if AC is equal to suppose DE, then we can say both the triangles are congruent by RHS. The requirement here again I will repeat, the hypotenuse of both the triangles should be same and any one side of the first triangle should be equal to the corresponding side of the other triangle. That's it. So here AC equals to DE. So we can just write triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF by RHS. Alright. Okay, now we know all the possible ways by which we can prove two triangles congruent. Now there is still very important topic left here, which is CPCTC. CPCTC. Alright, the full form is congruent parts of congruent triangles are congruent. Alright, now this result won't be used to prove two triangles congruent, but it might be used in many other forms. Let's see one example. Suppose this is one triangle here, triangle ABC, and there is one line here AD, and it is given that this angle is equal to this angle and this angle is equal to this angle. And suppose question is prove that CD equals to DB. Right, we have to prove CD equals to DB. So let's start. First we will choose the two triangles we want to prove congruent, triangle ADC and triangle ADB. So in triangle ADC and triangle ADB, what we see here, that angle CAD is equal to angle DAB. So I'll just label them as angle 1 and angle 2. So angle 1 is equal to angle 2. No problems here. It is given, right in brackets, given. Second one, angle C equals to angle B. Angle C equals to angle B. This is also given. And last one, AD. The line AD is common to both the triangles. Alright, so I will just write here AD equals to AD. The reason is the line is common to both the triangles. Now this is sufficient to prove two triangles ADC congruent to triangle ADB by, clearly it is angle side. So once we have proved two triangles congruent, we can use CPCTC to prove these two lines equal directly, because what is the statement here? Congruent parts of congruent triangles are congruent. We have proved these two triangles congruent, so corresponding parts of the two triangles should also be equal. Alright, once we have proved both the triangles congruent, that means all the corresponding parts of both of the two triangles should be equal. So clearly CD is equal to DB because they are corresponding parts of two congruent triangles. So directly just write here by CPCTC. So that is how you will use this result. Let us now try to solve some questions. Okay, first question is very interesting one. Look carefully, they have not provided the figure here, but they have mentioned a triangle ABC. All right, figure has not been given here, but we are drawing it according to the question. There is a triangle ABC in which AB equals to AC, side AB is equal to side AC, and they have mentioned here, show that altitude AD is median also. We all know that altitude is a perpendicular starting from the vertex to the opposite side of the triangle. So this is A. I will drop one perpendicular here and mark it as D. So this is the altitude. All right. So we have to prove that this line AD is not only the altitude, but it is also acting as median of the triangle. All right. Median, we have studied that it is a straight line. Median is a straight line starting from the vertex to the opposite side, such that it divides the opposite sides into two equal halves. So only way by which you can show the line AD as median is by proving CD equals to DB. So this is what we have to prove. All right, prove that CD equals to DB, that is AD is median. All right, let's start. Firstly, two triangles you can see here, triangle ADC and triangle ADB. Prove them congruent. All right. So in triangle ADC and triangle ADB, this angle has to be equal to this angle because the side AC and side AB are equal, and the triangle is isosceles. In isosceles triangles, the angles also are equal inside the equal sides. So write down the reason here. First, angle ACD equals to angle ABD. Reason is triangle ACB is isosceles triangle. first reason we got. Second one, if this is 90 degree, this angle also has to be 90 degree. So, angle ADC equals to angle ADB equals to 90 degrees. Both are 90 degrees. And third point would be AC equals to AB. This information has already been provided. AC equals to AB. So, it is given. Alright, now you look carefully. Angle, side. We have proved two angles equal and one side equal. That means triangle ADC is congruent to triangle ADB by angle, side. Alright. After this, you will use CP/CTC to prove CD equals to DB, because as you can see, CD and DB are actually the corresponding parts of two congruent triangles. This angle and this angles also are equal by CP/CTC, and both of them, they are lying to opposite to equal angles. That means CD equals to DB. The reason is CP/CTC. Alright. So, once this is done, we can write here, hence AD is median. Proved. So, first question is done. Let us move on to second question. So, second number question, circle has been provided here. A circle is there, center is O, and there is one chord AB is shown there. Alright. From point O, straight line is there as P, and it is shown here that AP equals to PB. Alright. So, this is the figure which has been provided. Now, you have to prove that OP is perpendicular to AB. Alright. So, we have to prove that OP is perpendicular to AB. Alright. Only way you can show OP perpendicular to AB is by proving that angle OPA and angle OPB both are 90 degrees. Alright. So, I will just write it here, that is angle OPA equals to angle OPB should be equal to 90 degrees. That means, if we are able to prove this, it is understood that line OP is perpendicular to AB. Alright. To start, first you need two triangles. You can find the two triangles by joining point O to point A first, then point O to point B. Now, the two triangles are visible. So, you have to mention it. Construction, join O to A and O to B. Alright. After that, in triangle OPA and triangle OPB, now hunt for the equal angles or equal sides to prove them congruent. Firstly, I will write here AO equals to OB. Why? Because if you look carefully, AO and OB are actually the radius of same circle, and in a circle the value of radius is always same. So, write down the reason here. AO and OB are radii of same circle. Alright. Second part, so this is equal and this is also equal. Right. Second part, angle OAP is equal to angle OBP. Because the triangle OAB is now isosceles, because we are having two equal sides, and under those sides the angle should also be equal. Alright. So, angle OAP equals to angle OBP. So, reason would be triangle OAB is isosceles triangle. Alright. So, now we got one side, one angle equal, and already it is mentioned in the question AP equals to PB. You see these two lines marked here. So, AP equals to PB. So, this part is given. So, using all 3 points here, we can write triangle OAP is congruent to triangle OBP P. Reason would be side angle side. All right. So after this, since two triangles are equal, we can directly write angle OPA equals to angle OPB. OPB. Why? Look carefully. OPA and OPB are actually two angles of two congruent triangles, and by CPCTC we can prove them equal. So write down the reason here. By CPCTC, all right, they are angles of two congruent triangles, corresponding angles of two congruent triangles. All right. So once this is done, value of angle APB, all right, APB, it is a straight line, so we can also write it in other way. APB is actually sum of two angles, this angle plus this angle, mention it there, angle APO plus angle OPB, it should be equal to 180 degrees because angle APB is a straight line. All right. After this, let me for convenience mark this angle as x, and this angle should also be x because both are equal. So angle APO plus angle OPB, it is 180 degrees. Now instead of angle APO I can write here x degree plus OPB also I can mention here as x degree equals to 180 degrees. Both are equal. All right, already we have proved here. So this would be 2x degree equals to 180 degrees. All right. So x would be equal to 180 by 2. That means value of x is equal to 90 degrees. All right. So clearly this angle and this angle both are 90 degrees. So angle OPA equals to angle OPB equals to x equals to 90 degrees. Means that is OP should be perpendicular to AB. Proved. I hope this is clear. Let's move on to third question now. Third question, the figure is something like this. It is looking like a kite. A, C, B, D. This side they have shown equal to this side, and here this side equal to this side. Okay. Now some information has been provided here. Firstly, AB equals to DB, AB equals to DB, it is shown. Then AC equals to DC. After that, angle ABD is 58 degrees. ABD, this whole angle they have shown it as 58 degrees. I will just mention it here. It is 58 degrees. Then angle DBC, let me mark it with different color. Angle DBC is 2x minus 4 degree. This is 2x minus 4 degrees. Angle ACB is y plus 15 degrees. This angle is y plus 15 degrees. Then we have DCB, angle DCB as 63. This angle is 63 degrees. Now we have to find the values of x and y. Okay. So first and foremost, you prove these two triangles congruent in triangle ABC and triangle DBC. Right. Already they have mentioned AB equals to BD. AB equals to BD or DB. All right. It is given. Second one, AC equals to DC. AC equals to DC. This is also given. Third part, if you look carefully, BC is a line which is common to both the triangles. That means BC equals to BC. It is common. So easily we have proved both the triangles congruent. Triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DBC. Reason would be side, 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 side. After this, since both triangles are congruent, that means now we are in a position that we can say that congruent parts, corresponding parts of congruent triangles are also congruent. That means we can directly mark here, this angle should be now equal to this angle, this angle should be now equal to this angle, same way this angle should be now equal to this angle. Alright, so I will just mention it here. Angle ABC is now equal to angle DBC by CPCTC. Alright, so here what you have got, angle ABC, value of DBC is already given. DBC is how much? 2x minus 4 degrees. So mention it here, this is equal to 2x minus 4 degree. No problems. Now we are going to find the first angle, that is x. Look carefully in angle ABD. Angle ABD. Angle ABD is made up of two angles, angle ABC plus angle CBD. That means this angle plus this angle. So mention it here. It is equal to ABC plus angle CBD. CBD. But the value of angle ABD is already provided, that is 58 degree. Write it here, substitute the value. ABD is 58 degrees. Then angle ABC, alright, angle ABC, if you see this point, angle ABC is equal to angle DBC, and value of angle DBC is 2x minus 4 degree. It means if this is 2x minus 4 degree, this also is 2x minus 4 degrees. Okay, so put the values. Instead of angle ABC, I'll write here 2x minus 4. Instead of angle CBD, again I'll write here 2x minus 4 degree. These all values are provided here. Okay, solve it. So 58 equals to 2x plus 2x would be 4x, minus 4 would be minus 8. So this would be 58 plus 8 equals to 4x. Alright, so we got here 4x equals to 58 plus 8. So this would be 4x equals to 66 degrees. So x would be 66 by 4. Solve it. 2 2s are 4, 2 3s are, so x equals to 33 by 2, or it would be 16.5 degrees. So value of x is 16.5 degrees. So we got the value of x. Now for the value of y, again by CPCTC, this angle and this angle both are equal. So write it here, angle ACB equals to angle BCD, and both should be equal to, leave it, write down the reason here, by CPCTC. Alright, value of angle ACB is given here, y plus 15 degree, write it here, y plus 15 degree equals to value of angle BCD is 63, put it here, solve it, y equals to 63 minus 15. So y would be, just do it in rough, this would be 848. So 48 degrees. So value of x and y has been calculated. So I hope this question is clear. Let's move on to question number 4. Fourth number question, again they have provided one figure, something like this, and they have mentioned this is a parallelogram, and we know that in a parallelogram the opposite sides are parallel and equal. Alright, so we will use that concept here. So first let us read, from the given diagram in which ABCD is a parallelogram and ABL is a line segment, and E is midpoint of BC. E is midpoint of BC. So, EB is equal to EC. They have shown in the figure. So, firstly we have to prove that triangle DCE, first part we have to prove that triangle DCE is congruent to triangle LBE. Alright. Now, how to do that? Triangle DCE, this is the triangle. Alright. Next one, triangle LBE, we have to prove these two triangles similar. Now, hunt for the equal sides or equal angles to prove them congruent. Already they have mentioned, since E is the midpoint, EB should be equal to EL. Alright, so I'll write here, in triangle DCE and triangle LBE, first EC should be equal to EB. It is given. Alright, or you can write here, E is midpoint. Alright, so first part is done. Now, since ABCD is a parallelogram, the opposite side should be parallel. Alright, opposite side should be parallel and equal. Alright, so if this is parallel, AB is extended till here, it means that this line BL should also be parallel to DC. Alright, so I'll mention it here, BL is parallel to DC. Now, look carefully, I'll use different color. Since DC and BL are parallel, this angle should be equal to this angle. Can you identify which angle is this? Alternate angles. Alright, so write it here. Angle CDE is equal to angle ELB. Alright, reason is alternate angles. So, 2 we got. Next one, side is there, angles is there, the point. Same way, this angle should also be equal to this angle. Again, alternate angles, because DC is parallel to BL. Mention it here. Angle DCE is equal to angle EBL. Again, the reason is alternate angles. Alright. So, we got one side equal, yeah, and two angles equal. Okay. So, now we can write triangle EDC is congruent to triangle EBL. EDC is congruent to E, the order is wrong, ELB. EDC equal to ELB. Be careful about the order of the vertices while writing. Okay. So, this is by angle, side. So, two triangles are proved congruent by angle, side. So, first part is done. Now, let us see what they have asked in second part. AB equals to BL. We have to prove that AB equals to BL. How to do that? Second part, we have to prove that AB equals to BL. Alright. Now, since both the triangles are congruent, we can directly write DC is equal to BL. The reason would be CPCTC. Mark it as equation number 1. Now, again, if you look in this parallelogram, DC should be equal to AB. Why? Because opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. So, this should be equal to this. Alright. Now, look carefully, the left hand side of both the equations, it is DC. Alright. So, we can equate it. So, we will get here BL equals to AB. Alright. BL equals to AB. Mark it as equation number 3. So, this is what we had to prove here, BL equals to AB. So, it is proved. Third part, we have to prove that AL equals to 2DC. Third part, AL equals to 2DC. How to do that? Where is AL? This is line AL. Okay. So, I am writing here AL. AL can also be written as sum of AB and BL. So, I am writing it here, AB plus BL. Now look carefully, AL equals to value of AB from equation number 2 is how much? DC. So I am substituting the value, instead of AB I wrote here DC, plus BL, value of BL from equation number 1 is again DC. Again you change the values here, DC. The reason will be equation 1 and 2. Alright, so after that AL equals to DC plus DC would be 2DC. So this is what we had to prove. So again proved. I hope this question is clear now. Let's move on to question number 5. Let us now try to solve question number 5. So in question number 5, a figure has been provided here. A triangle is there, and as you can see, it has been labeled A, C, B. A perpendicular has been drawn, which is marked as AD. Then we have one angle bisector. These two angles are equal, and this point is E. We have another perpendicular here, which is EF. All right. Now let us read the question once more. In the following figure, AB equals to AC. So it has been provided that AB is equal to AC. Second, AD is the perpendicular, and BE bisects. BE is bisecting this angle B. All right, and EF is perpendicular to AB. Now we have to prove that first part, that BD is equal to CD, and second part ED is equal to EF. All right. Now, before we start, it is important to know how to select the triangles which we are going to prove them congruent. All right. So the hint is here. What you have to prove? BD equals to CD. Now just look in the following figure. Side BD and side CD belongs to which all triangles? Clearly, if you see, BD belongs to triangle ADB. Also, it belongs to triangle EDB. So side BD belongs to two triangles, ADB and triangle EDB, and side CD belongs to triangle ADC, only one triangle. All right. Now all you have to do, select the two triangles which would be very easy to prove congruent. All right, because this one is smaller in size, we will have difficulty. Clearly it is not congruent, because we know that congruent triangles can be overlapped. All right. So clearly two triangles are triangle ADB and triangle ADC, even they look alike. All right. So just write it down. In triangle ADB and triangle ADC. All right. Let me draw the figure once more with only the two triangles which are required. Triangle ADB and triangle ADC. All right. It has been provided that AB is equal to AC. And 90 degrees are marked here. Now what we have to do? We have to prove them congruent. All right. So first thing, it has been given that AB is equal to AC. This is given in the question. And if AB is equal to AC, we have studied the relationship between the sides and angles of the triangles. We know that the contained angles here will also be equal to each other. Or other way to think about is that the triangle is isosceles, because two sides are equal. So the angles contained in them should also be equal. All right. So we can just write here angle ABD is equal to angle ACD. So reason would be triangle ABC is isosceles triangle. All right. Now third part, angle ADB is equal to angle ADC. It is 90 degree. Both the angles are 90 degree. So we have finally proved that triangle ADB is congruent to triangle ADC. Reason would be, we have selected two angles. We have used two angles to prove them congruent and one side. So reason would be angle side. All right. Now once you have done this, the two triangles are proved congruent. Now we can use the result of CP/CTC. The corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. Now clearly if you see, BD and CD, we have to prove that BD is equal to CD. Look carefully, BD and CD or DC, both of them are actually two corresponding sides of two congruent triangles. So directly you can write here BD is equal to DC by CPCTC. So first part is done. It has been proved here. First part is proved. Easy. Second part we have to prove ED equals to EF. Again use the same technique. Look for these triangles in which the side ED and EF are present. Side ED belongs only to triangle EDB, and side EF belongs only to it belongs to two triangles, this one and this one, triangle AEF and triangle EFB. So clearly we will use these two triangles. Okay, let me draw it once more. So the figure would be something like this: B, D, E, F. It has been given here. Acha, this angle is equal to this angle. Okay, and this is 90 degrees and this is also 90 degrees. All you have to do, you have to prove them congruent. Okay, let's start. So in triangle EFB and triangle EDB. All right, first thing you can see, both are having 90 degrees. So I will just write it down. Angle EFB is equal to angle EDB. First part done. Now this is already given here. Angle FBE is equal to angle EBD. Reason for this one is 90 degree given. This is also given in the question. All right. Now third part, you see this line BE. Line BE is common to both the triangles. So I'll just write here BE equals to BE, which is common. So now we are having sufficient points to prove them congruent. All right. So I'll just write it down here. Triangle EFB is congruent to triangle EDB. Reason would be two angles I have selected, this angle and this angle, and this side. So it will be again angle side. All right. Once you have proved them congruent, we have to prove ED equals to EF. ED equals to EF. Now already we have proved two triangles are congruent, and ED and EF are in fact the corresponding sides of two congruent triangles. So directly we can write here ED equals to EF by again CPCTC. So this result is also proved. I hope the question is clear. All right. Let's move on to the last question here. Here we are having a figure in which it is given that AB is parallel to EF and angle D and angle C here as shown in the figure are equal. First question which you have to prove here is prove AB equals to FE. All right, AB equals to FE. This one is very simple, similar to the questions which we have done earlier. So clearly if we have to prove this side and this side equal, that means we are picking this triangle and this triangle to prove them congruent. All right, so let's start. In triangle ABC and triangle EFD. All right, clearly angle ACB is equal to angle EDF. It is already provided in the question right here given. After that, side AC is equal to side DE. This also has been provided. Write it, AC equals to DE given. Next, I'll use a different color here. If you look properly, AB is parallel to EF and the angle ABC, this angle should be equal to angle DFE because both the lines are parallel and they are forming alternate angles here. All right. So, I will just mark it like this. So, this angle and this angle both are equal. Mention it here. Angle ABC is equal to angle DFE. Both are alternate angles. All right. Now, simply triangle ABC is congruent to triangle EFD by angle side. This would be angle side. All right. Once you have done this, it is very easy to prove now AB is equal to EF, because if you look carefully, AB and EF are lying opposite to equal angles. That means they are the corresponding sides of two congruent triangles, right? So, write it down. AB equals to EF. Reason would be by CPCTC. Next part, you have to prove that BD equals to CF. BD equals to CF. This we have to prove. All right. Again, to prove that, firstly, we will show that BC is equal to DF. BC equals to DF. All right. And the reason would be CPCTC. Again, like here, BC and DF are also corresponding parts of two congruent triangles. So, they have to be equal by CPCTC. Once you have done this, expand BC. BC is actually sum of BD and DC. So, I can write here instead of BC, BD plus DC, and instead of DF, DF is sum of DC and CF. Expand it, DF would be DC plus CF. Now, cancel DC and DC here, you got here BD equals to CF. So, BD equals to CF is proved. So, this was the last question. All right. In session 1, we have covered a lot of things here. Now, let us just summarize it. Firstly, you understood the relationship between angles and sides of a triangle. Now, you know that if a bigger side is there in a triangle, then angle opposite to that side is also greater. All right. Second, now you know the difference between median and altitude of a triangle. All right. You know the point where all the medians of a triangle, where they meet, that point is called centroid. All right. And the point where all the altitude of a given triangle intersect, that point is called the orthocenter. We learned about various conditions by which we can prove two triangles congruent. All right. And once you know all these conditions, all right, we have tried and tested it in many questions. Now you know how to apply it for CPCTC. All right. Once two triangles are proved congruent by CPCTC, we can prove even more angles and more sides equal to one another. And lastly, we have done many questions there. 6 questions we did, and believe me, trust me, that all the 6 questions are very important for you for the in-depth understanding of all the concepts here. Now, in session 2, we will be doing some more questions and little bit of more extra theory, and the question level will be slightly advanced. All right, and that will complete your this whole chapter, triangles. Understood?